Back before we drove cars and before we knew how to ride bicycles, we had a power cycle. And it was very awesome if it was television or movie themed. Let's take a look. Welcome back to the junk room, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you for a noon video. 3 videos a day, Monday through Friday. Noon, 5, and 8. I bet you're not getting 3 videos a day from your other favorite Generation X, 70s, 80s pop culture YouTuber. I bet you that. But let's look at power cycles. Now these, a lot of people call these big wheels. You know, the big wheel in the front, pedal, plastic seat. But we're going to look at movie themed ones. And these are power cycles, not big wheels, power cycles. And it seemed in the 80s, they threw any logo they could on this thing to try to sell something out the door. But they were huge. This is what you had before you had a bicycle. They were very awesome. Now I'm going to break this up into a category. We're going to look at the cool power cycle that meant you were the cool kid of the neighborhood. Or we're going to look at the one that made you a dork of the neighborhood everyone was laughing at. And no, they didn't ask to ride your power cycle. When you got off of it, they took the handle and slung it into the woods off the side of the road. You know you've seen others in the neighborhood do that. If it wasn't your power cycle, it was someone else's. So let's start with a god-awful one, I guess. I mean, it's god-awful if you're a boy. If you're a girl, I guess it's okay. Look at this thing. It has a basket on the back of it. That means your parents can send you to do errands on it. It was never cool to have a basket or anything. If you had a bicycle with a basket on it, you were a loser. Again, I'm looking at this for a guy point of view. Any guy riding this thing, I know I'm not doing the bully beatdown list, but this thing would break the meter for sure. Let's not even talk about that. Let's move on and look at something cool right here. They're not Transformers, but they do go, and they are bots. They're GoBots. Look at this, a power cycle GoBot. Now, I never got into GoBots, but of course I had a few. I mean, who didn't have a few? I had a couple of the small ones, and this is kind of cool. But there we go, the mighty cycle, power cycle, GoBots. If you're a GoBot fan, I'm sure you wanted that as a kid. Now that we got cool out of the way, let's look at god awful. And be honest, I'd rather have the rainbow one we looked at first than this piece of crap. Check this out. Freaking Big Bird. Does anyone like Big Bird? Be honest. Ugh. I freaking hate Big Bird. Even as a little kid, I can remember being, 5 or 6 years old and tell my mom, "Mom, can we go to Sesame Street? Please, Mom, take me to Sesame Street so I can break his stupid beak." Whew. I know he's got that catchphrase, "rock out with your beak out," but sorry, no. Big Bird sucks, and I swear, if I saw any kid riding this thing, he would get kicked in the face when he came riding past me. God, I hate Big Bird. Okay, gotta calm down. I gotta look at something cool. Here we go. Who you gonna call? Nope, you're not gonna call Ghostbusters. You're gonna call a kid riding a power cycle Ghostbusters. That way he'll get to the scene really fast. Look at this kid. He's ready to eat some ghosts. He's ready, man. He probably acts like Bill Murray every time he pulls up. This is probably the coolest kid in the neighborhood. Not only does he have a Ghostbusters power cycle, he's dressed like the characters from the movie. And it's not even this cartoon. It's not the real Ghostbusters. It is the real Ghostbusters. It's from the movie. Way to go, kid. And if we're going to look at a cool one, we have to look at a dorky one. Although it's from a popular movie. It's no Star Wars. Sadly, there was no power cycle Star Wars vehicle. I wish there was. The only power cycle I had was the Welcome Back Kotter theme. We won't even talk about that. Anyway, look at this one here. E.T. The extra testicle right there, E.T. Now, I know E.T. was cool and everything for about 2 months, but you're a dork if you had this. Sorry, you're a dork if you had it. You're a dork. You wanted something badass. That wasn't badass, but you want me to show you something that was badass? Maybe the baddest ass one on here? This gives new meaning to the word badassery. This is bad. I think I said badass too many times. Let's take a look at it. A Rambo power cycle. Look at this thing. As seen on TV. That's right. A power cycle based on a rated R movie. Take that, E.T. And before you say, "Junkman, it's based on the cartoon, not on the R-rated movie," check out that picture on the box. It's Rambo from Rambo 2. And you thinking, it's okay. It's got a flag. That's kind of dorky. And I give you that. You probably took the flag off as soon as you could. And if you're thinking, That's dorky. You couldn't look cool on this thing. Well, I'm finna change your mind right here. Check this out.
First Blood, Part 2.
What was that? What did you say about not being able to look cool on it? You just ate crow. Hope it tastes good. Okay, now we looked at a cool one. Let's look at another bad one. Whew, and it's a bad one at that. Freaking Smurfs. Now, I like the Smurfs growing up, but I wouldn't have been caught dead riding around my neighborhood in this thing. Smurf Power Cycle. It's got a big Smurf head on the front of it. You look like a Smurfy dork riding this thing. Let's move on and look at something cool. Masters of the Universe. This is more of the Skeletor theme one. It's blue, badass. Who wouldn't want that? You know, sometimes it's cool to root for the bad guys. Skeletor ain't never did nothing. Why everybody giving Skeletor a hard time? Just because he ain't got no skin? But He-Man one was kind of cool also. I was going to put this in the bad category, but it is He-Man. I know it's green orange, but still, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. But out of the two, I prefer the darker one, the Skeletor one. Or maybe it was Trapjaw. Who didn't love some Trapjaw? He's the Boba Fett of the Masters Universe. Now, here's one I didn't know about until I was Googling these photos, and oh my God. This is awesome. This is awesome. Get ready to sit down. I don't know if it's Rambo awesome, but it is awesome. Because you don't see much from this series. Remember the great cartoon of the 80s? Dungeons and Dragons? Power Cycle. Power Cycle from freaking Dungeons and Dragons, the cartoon series. Not the source book. No, not the role-playing game. Dungeons and Dragons, the cartoon. I want this now. I want this. I would ride. Somebody send me one. I'll make a video of me riding up and down the street in it. This thing is awesome. Look at that big green head on the front of it. I love it. But as a kid, would I have loved it? Sure, probably thought it was okay. But as a kid, out of all these, which one would I have wanted the most? Which one would have been like, oh God, I gotta have it? There's no doubt about it. It's this one right here. The freaking Dukes of Hazzard. I was a huge Dukes of Hazzard fan. Maybe it's because I'm from the South. Maybe it's because Daisy wore those Daisy Dukes. Maybe it's all of it. I don't know what it is. I even watched the Enos spin-off television show. Remember when he was like, give me 5, and he did like that? Didn't last long, but I loved Enos. I love the Dukes of Hazzard. And you're thinking, they don't look that cool. Look at it out of the box. Look it out of the box. Look at this thing. If you got awesome, put it in your hand, roll it around to a ball, it would fit in your pocket. Because that's how awesome this thing is. Now you're saying, but I'm a girl. I'm a girl. I don't like the Duke boys. I don't like Bo and Luke, Corey and Vance. I don't like Boss Hog. I don't like Jesse. I like Daisy. I'm a girl. Well, there was one for you. Daisy Duke Power Cycle. Yep, Daisy had one. Or maybe you're not a girl. Maybe you're just a guy that always wanted to sit on Catherine Box's face. There you go. You can sit on her face with this one right here. Oh, that's awesome. Now let's get back to horrible. And can you believe they made one for Dick Tracy? Dick Tracy. This movie's so bad, my friend Russ probably likes it. Freaking Dick Tracy. I don't even got any more I can say about this. I just got to move on and look at something badass to make me feel better about myself. So we will. Knight Rider. Knight Rider. You know, David Hasselhoff's big hit. I know, when I think David Hasselhoff, I think As the World Turns. My grandma used to watch it and he used to be on there. I think his name was Spencer. I don't know, I remember this stuff. But man, Knight Rider. This is kind of cool because it's like Knight Rider is based on a car. This is more like, I guess it could be more like a motorcycle. But you probably could feel like Knight Rider riding this thing. Now here's one. You tell me if it's cool or dorky. I'll let you decide this one here. Cubert. Remember Cubert? Boom, 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 boom. Oh, Cubert was hard. First 2 levels, pretty fun. After that, it was too hard. Too hard for me. Cubert. Let's be honest. It's not that dorky, but you probably get your ass kicked. Probably get your ass kicked with that one. But now here's one you probably didn't know they made. Check this out. Mask. Remember the Kenner Mask toys? No, I'm not talking about Jim Carrey movie or that Rocky Dennis fella. I'm talking this. Mask. Remember that mobile? I don't know. It stands for something. I can't remember off the top of my head. Sorry. I know. You'll tell me in the comments, oh, Junkman, it means this. I know. You're smarter than I am. But check this out. Mask Power Cycle. That's pretty awesome. Now, as you know, I'm not a G.I. Joe fan. I mean, I didn't collect G.I. Joe. I don't hate it. I don't dislike it. I don't have anything against it. Just never got into it as a kid. But this power cycle is pretty cool. And they did about 4 different power cycles. I only pulled one up. Look at this thing. This thing looks awesome. Looks like something you might see B.J. Honeycutt riding around in. You could act like you're riding down that big hill in the last episode of MASH. I know it's G.I. Joe, but to me, it would be a MASH power cycle. And check this one out. I'm not even going to tell you what this is from. I'm going to let you decide. I think you know what it's from. It's got a big old looking bug on the front of it. It's pretty awesome. You know what it's from. Let's move on. And let's look at one more. Get ready to see a meow with this one here. It's Thundercats. That's right. Look at this. Thundercats. Again, I never got into Thundercats, but still, it's pretty badass looking. It's pretty cool looking. It's got a big plastic cat head on the front of it. I like that. That's pretty cool. But anyway, that's a look at all the power cycles. Not all the power cycles. That's a look at some power cycles. It's odd. I didn't see one based on WKRP in Cincinnati. Why? A Les Nessman power cycle? Now that's something you can write a 3-page letter to your mom about during summer camp. Whew. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching. Let me know. Did you have any of these? Did you have one maybe I missed? Let me know. And what was that one with the big brake on the side? Remember that one with the big brake so you could slide? Oh, remember the green machine? Oh, I remember the green machine. Oh, anyway, I'll get out of here. Anyway, let me know in the comments below if you had any of these. If not, which one you did have, or maybe none at all. I want to thank you for watching. Thumbs up on my content. Subscribe to the channel. Talk in soon.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.